Hi guys, so I'm just going to take up some of the homework questions. So I'm going to do page 221, number 7E, 8ACE, 13, 14, 16, and 18. So we'll start with 7E. And I have 5 to the power of negative 3 plus 10 to the power of negative 3 minus 8 times 1,000 to the power of negative 1. So as soon as I see those negative exponents, I want to get rid of them. So the way to do that is to use the reciprocal. So now I have 1 over 5 to the power of 3 plus 1 over 10 to the power of 3 minus 8 times 1 over 1,000. So I'm going to do 5 to the power of 3 is 125. So 1 over 125. 10 to the power of 3 is 1,000. Minus, I'll just do this multiplication, 8 over 1,000. Now, in order to add and subtract fractions, I need a common denominator. So the common denominator would be 1,000, and I need to multiply this first fraction by 8 over 8 to get that. So now I'll have 8 over 1,000 plus 1 over 1,000 minus 8 over 1,000. So 8 plus 1 is 9, minus 8 is 1. So I'm left with 1 over 1,000. Okay, 8. So 8a says x squared all to the power of 5 minus r. So this is power of a power, so I have to multiply the exponents. So my exponent will be x to the power of 2 times 5 is 10, minus 2 times r is 2r. And that's simplified. C is b to the power of 2m plus 3n divided by, so I'm going to write it like this, b to the power of m minus n. Since the base of both of these is b, I can subtract their exponents because it's the division rule. So I'm left with b to the power of 2m plus 3n minus m minus n. So I'm going to get rid of this bracket. So I have 2m plus 3n minus m plus n because it's minus minus. And now I have 2m minus m is 1m. 3n plus n is 4n. The back of the book is wrong. It says 2n, but they forgot to account these double negatives. Right, 8e. A to the power of 10 minus p times 1 over a all to the power of p. So I'm going to get rid of this fraction here. A to the power of 10 minus p times a to the power of negative p. Now I can use the multiplication rule and I can add the exponents. So I have a to the power of 10 minus p plus negative p equals a to the power of 10, negative p plus negative p is negative 2p. All right, number 13e. 2 to the power of 5 divided by 3 to the power of negative 2 times 3 to the power of negative 1 divided by 2 to the power of 4. So get rid of those negative exponents. 2 to the power of 5 divided by 1 over 3 squared times 1 over 3 divided by 2 to the power of 4. Now in order to divide this with a fraction, I need to multiply by the reciprocal. So I'll have 2 to the power of 5 times 3 squared over 1 times 1 over 3 times the reciprocal. So that would be, instead of 2/4 over 1, it would be 1 over 2 to the power of 4. So now total, I have 2 to the power of 5 times 3 squared divided by 3 times 2 to the power of 4. And now I can just use the division rule and subtract exponents. So I have 2 to the power of 5 minus 4 times 3 to the power of 2 minus 1 equals 2 to the power of 1 times 3 to the power of 1 equals 2 times 3, which equals 6. All right, 14d. b divided by c all to the power of negative a, where a is 1, b is 3, and c is 2. So that leaves me with 3 divided by 2 to the power of negative 1, 3 over 2 to the power of negative 1, and remember a negative a negative exponent, I use the reciprocal. So that would be 2/3 to the power of positive 1 is just 2/3. All right, number 16a. 16 to the power of x equals 1 over 16. So for these questions, you kind of just have to use trial and error. So we're just asking what power makes 16 go to 1 over 16, and that would just be the reciprocal, so that means x is -1. B, 10 to the power of x equals 0.01. I'm going to rewrite 0.01 as a fraction. So that leaves me with 1 over 100. Now, how is 100 related to 10? Well, that's 1 over 10 squared. So that means it's the reciprocal of 10 squared. So x is -2. C is 2 to the power of x equals 1. What makes a power equal to 1 is when the exponent is 0. So x equals 0. D. 2 to the power of n equals 0.25. Let's rewrite that as a fraction. That's 1/4. How is 4 related to 2? That would be 2 squared. Therefore, n is -2. E, 25 to the power of n equals 1 over 625. How is 625 related to 25? Well, it's 25 squared. This equals 1 over 25 squared. So n is -2. And F, 12 to the power of n equals 1 over 144. How is 144 related to 12? It's 12 squared. Equals 1 over 12 squared. So again, n is -2. All right, and number 18. I think I did number 18 for number 8. Yes, I did. So back here, this is actually number 18, not 8, and I'll do 8 now. So number 8a says 5 squared times -10 to the power of -4 equals 25 times 1 over 10 to the power of 4, -10 to the power of 4 equals 25 times 1 over 10,000. That's what -10 to the power of 4 equals. Leaves me with 25 over 10,000. Reduce that to be 1 over 400. 8c, 12 to the power of -1 divided by -4 to the power of -1 equals 1/12 over 1 over -4. Multiplied by the reciprocal equals -4 over 12 equals -1/3. And E is 8 to the power of -1 times 2 to the power of -3 divided by 4 to the power of -1 equals 1/8 times 1 over 2 cubed divided by 1 over 4 equals 1/8 times 1 over 8, that's what 2 to the power of 3 equals, times by the reciprocal of 1/4, which is 4 over 1, equals 1/8 times 4 over 8, which is 1/8 times 1/2, which is 1/16. Okay, I hope that helped. Let me know if you have any more questions.